Welcome to another great video from Bearings Express. Today's video is from my buddy Wayne. I sent him some quality wheel bearings in exchange for a quality how-to vid and hopefully make him a star. If you find our content helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Or if you have your own ideas, why not share them with all of us? Anyhow, grab yourself a coffee or a beer because it is a bit of a long one, and let's bring on Wayne.
So today we're going to be changing the bearings on this Mazda Bravo Ute. Basically this is just in the driveway, anybody can do it, it's not too hard. First of all, make sure you've got two jacks, okay, so that you know you've got a bit of support. And the next thing, all you'll need, that's all you'll need. And the reason we're changing it, and this is how to check it too, go up to your tyre, sideways, you're going to get movement anyway from the steering. Always check it from top to bottom and pull it. I found the culprit. Basically you can see the movement in there, there's quite a lot, and that's actually pretty severe. Like that would cause a lot of problems whilst you're driving. So you'll need one more tool, something like a pair of these, and the first thing that you do, I've already undone them a little bit, but anyway, the next thing is pull that thing off, and just a bit yucky in there. So you'll need rags to clean the rubbish away, and then you're going to need to do your split pin and try and pull that out, and these things can be a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes, but basically wiggle and pull, use, oh there we go, oh that was a lot easier than thought. And then you pull this thing off, which is your bolt protector. Now to undo the central bolt, just use your tyre arm. Generally use the big one. Oh yeah, you can see that was already loose. Pull that off. But we're going to take the tyre off. We're going to keep the tyre handy, and I'll show you why soon enough. Because, you know, one thing, it's a good place to sit, because, you know, when you get to a certain age you're old and lazy. But anyway, so this is just in a driveway, you can do these sorts of things with anytime. I've just changed the master cylinder and the slave cylinder. So now we pull the tyre off. And then we're going to get in and take our brake caliper off. Sometimes they can be a bit painful. Always crank it a little bit to the side that you want to tighten it, and it helps loosen it a bit for some reason. And there's one. Yes, there's always a lot of moaning and groaning. Yeah, so when you crank them, they do jar a bit. Pretty easy once you've broken it. If it's, I've been on there for a long time, they're a bit hard to crank, but you know, eventually the big bolts come out. They are turning if you jiggle it a little bit. And when you get it off, hold it and gently lower it, because you don't want to ruin your cut line. So you gently lower that and just let that hang. And then you pull that sucker off. Okay. And you pull your bearings out. And back, well, the back, you've got to get this thing out. Which shouldn't, oh, there's a bit of problem at the moment, but anyway. So next thing, we get another rag, and you clean up to check it right in there. Get all the filthy black gunk out of there. And try and clean it up the best you can. Like, it shouldn't have much gunk in there at all. So get the corner in there and clean it right out. That's pretty clean. Okay, then we start cleaning out in here. Now the grease looks pretty reasonable most of the way, just the outside, so it was obviously the outside one was worn. Let's have a look. Now, there's a bit of play. There's a possibility that whoever put them on didn't tighten them up properly. But that does have a, you know, reasonable amount of play in it. I mean, they still come with play when you first get them. Then, the reason that you have your rim, your tyre and everything is to get your chisel to bash that. And that's going right through to the back. And let's have a look to see how we're going. Well, we've basically pushed that through there, but we don't want that. We want to get that out. There we go. Nicely out. So that's basically the back section out. And we've got to clean all the old grease because it's got metal fragments in there. So we try and get rid of as much out as possible. Right, we'll clean the rest of that after, but as you can see in there, they need to come out, but you've got that one there. So to remove these, okay, if you have a look inside, they've got 3 points. One there, and one there. So you put that in there, screwdriver, and see that point there? That's where you're going to tap. And then you tap on that point, and then that point, and then that point, and you keep on going around and around and around. Shouldn't be too bad. And you keep knocking them down all the way around. All of a sudden, you have one out. And that's it. It's gone. And that gets thrown away then. So you find your points and you bash them. All the way around. but when they come out you want to keep them. And I'll show you why soon enough. But you have to do it without touching the sides, like just only the ring itself, because you don't want to damage anything else in there. And that's starting to move now. And once it starts to move, it's a good thing, because it's not long from there. And there we go. All out. And we get in there. Okay, box of tissues. That's what we found in the garage. And we clean that right out. That has to be spotless, mainly because it does have fragments of metal from the old ones, and those little minute little fragments will wear your new ones out quicker. And thanks to Tracy and her fast delivery service, we have a set waiting. As you can see, outside's filthy, inside's beautiful. I'll just show you what we got from Tracy. She sent us a beautiful little kit. You need the grease. That part goes around there like that, and that seals your bearings up. And then we have bearings. Nice and smooth, that's the way. To get these in is to sit them in and then put them on your rim. You do clean your old ones up because you don't want them to get trapped in there. You use that to knock your new ones in. And that makes sure that you don't damage the new ones. Okay, so that's, and they've got to go right down to the bottom and touch firmly against those areas where the 4 little spots are. And there's still a slight bit of a gap. So we're going to use the old ones, and a bit, a hammer's a good thing to have too, that helps. But we'll keep knocking that down. Don't do it all on one side, do it the same as you got them out. And that's it, they're nice and tight. Take that one out. And as you can see, we've got them nice and tight right up to the hilt there. And we turn it over. And you can sit that in there like that. And you grab, here's the other box. Thanks to Tracy and her quick service, and yes, lovely voice too. Sexy. So we're going to put that one in, and the same thing, grab your old one. Now this one can get stuck, so use the back to start with, so it's a wider surface. Give it a knock down on the 4 sides. As you can see, it's going in, getting lower each time, and keep going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Buffalo Girls or Cowboy Girls, I can't remember the song. Yeah, either way, they go around the outside. And that needs a little tiny bit more, so you turn it over because it's gone past that part there. You don't want the wide bit to get stuck in there, so use a round bit. give it a feel. Stick your nail in there. If you can't fit your nail in there, you know it's down to the hilt, like so. Okay, next thing, most important, and open the toggle. Oh yeah. So you grab your bearing, you shove it in there, and this is where you get really messy, because you really want to get the grease in there. So, you know, grab it, spin them around, work it, work every area. Okay, get so much grease in there that they're so packed, and make sure everything turns around. So hold in the middle, just keep on doing that. All the cogs will turn and the grease will go in. And this is where we get messy. Oh yeah. So that one is now primed. As you can see, beautifully primed, grease everywhere. There's no gaps, no air coming out, and that's how you want it. Rub your hands on like that, because you're going to use all that grease anyway, and drop it in there. Always goes down, like so. Grab more grease and pack it around the outside like this, so. And keep pushing it in so that there's no air. It's just pure grease. I'm going to try and wipe a lot of that out. Okay, so that goes down like so. But we have to very gently do it all the way around. We don't want to ruin this part. So it's just gentle taps all the way around so it slowly works its way in. It has to be level. What we'll do is this. We want to tap it a bit further now. We've got it halfway down. Now, that is nice and level all the way around. So that is good. I'll clean that up around the outside. Now, that's your rear done. Clean up your disc. Get rid of the grease off your disc, because you don't want to have it will wear off pretty quick, but still you don't want slippery brakes straight away. You know, you take off so excited that your bearings are done, and all of a sudden no brakes. All on one side. So that is that part done. Now we can put that on and push. That is firm. That is up to the hilt at the back. So as you can see, push, and it's up to the hilt. Then we do the other one. Really grease them up hard. Okay, we're going to take this back off. And we're going to fill up the chamber with grease. All the stuff that we've taken out, we're going to fill it up. Right up to the hilt. Grease will work its way around. When it gets hot, it does get thinner. But you don't want to fill up the whole chamber, because most of it will just get pushed out anyway. In the back, I have to clean up again. To clean the disc again, because we have touched it with greasy hands. Clean clean up around there. Shove it on. Bearing in. Got some more grease around there, same thing. Make sure there's no air. And the washer goes on one way, it's got a little thing, but we might give that a touch of a clean up. Get rid of the old stuff. The washer goes on, pushing that firm. We find the bolt and give it a clean up, because like always we try to keep all the old rubbish. Shove something in there. Sounds like somebody's shoveling stuff. Anyway, now that that's clean, put your bolt on. This is how tight you get it. Okay, so same thing. Grab your tyre arm and tighten. Not really give it a good workout, just tighten like that. You can move it, give it a bit more of a tighten. There we go. A bit of resistance. That's making sure that it's tight against the hilt. There we go. So you've got a bit of resistance, you can feel it. You're actually having to push like that. That means the bearings, everything's hard against the back. And this is where we start to clean things up a bit. You get more grease and you pack it in here. Because you want this chamber full of grease. Pretty much no gaps. Like so, but you want a little bit of room. A little bit of room for movement. And the other thing you want to clean up but you know, clean that up. Shove a bit of grease. That's why you have a bit of room there, a bit of room there. You grab your washer, shove that over like that, and then the split pin goes back in. And your split pin goes back in, and then you want to knock that down. And we'll use a clean set. And you try and split it, if you can, if you can find it. If not, just turn the whole thing over like so. Put your cap on, just with your palm. Don't use a hammer or anything, it doesn't need it. That is going to hold itself on. Hang on, we'll do a bit of a clean up. Because basically you always get grease everywhere. But carefully grab your caliper and stick it back over. Should, by law, go straight back on. Well, the brake pad has jumped out of this one, so we're going to have to do a bit of a adjustment. If your brake close up a little bit, something in there to pry them open a bit. So, okay, now we have these, the caliper on, and just check it again to be sure, Okay, nice and tight. Now we can put our tyre back on, or our rim. If we can find the holes here as well. So, because this is going to be the big test. And yeah, this will be the test to see if we've done everything exactly the way it's supposed to be done. Gotta find the right one. Yeah. Yeah. You are only human, so humans do make mistakes. And I'm pretty sure that that's what the mechanic done on this one. Sometimes it's better to do the job yourself. We can't do this right up because we'd have to drop the tyre for that. But we're going to get them up to the point where there's no movement in them. So that they're firm. Once that's, oh, here's one. That was a difficult one to start with. Okay, now the big test. Straight up and down. Yep, there's no movement in that whatsoever. So, that's it. We have done a wonderful job. So anyway, see you later.
Thanks, Wayne. This job sure does take a bit of time. We do apologise for the shovelling in the background. I've done my best to minimise it, hence the audio cutting in and out. If you know what I could have done to get rid of it, let me know in the comments below. Anyhow, if you did get some valuable info from our video, please give us a thumbs up. Ciao for now.